Hi, welcome to WakeTV. I'm your host, Alice Avery. There's a lot going on, so stay tuned. Wake County has a brand new Director of Veteran Services. Here's our own Leah Holdren to talk about the work they're doing in the community.
Welcome back to Wake TV. Thanks for joining us. Wake County has the largest population of veterans in the state of North Carolina, with more than 54,000 calling our community home. Joining us today is Siobhan Norris, the Division Director of Wake County Veteran Services, and she's here to talk to us a little bit more about applying for benefits and services and what her office does. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, you've been a part of Team Wake for about 6 months now. How are things going?
Oh, they're amazing. I love working for Wake County. It's truly a joy to come to work every day, especially because the mission that we are working on is so near and dear to my heart. And I really have to credit our county leaders, from our commissioners all the way down to our county manager's office and our department heads, for really making veterans a priority.
That's great. And you yourself have a very impressive resume and professional background, ranging from the United States Army to our local universities. Can you tell us a little bit more about how that experience prepared you for this role?
Absolutely. I think it's important to start off by just highlighting the fact that I come from a family that has a long lineage of service. So you can say that serving our country is a family legacy. It's a family business. So I enlisted after high school with the U.S. Army Military Police Corps. And, professionalism, discipline, leadership, and selfless service were, drilled into us, became synonymous with everyday decision making. So the military really shapes young people to become true professionals and leaders in their field. And they require a lot of responsibility from that person at a very young age. And so you learn how to be a part of a team, and you also learn how to lead a team. And so taking that military experience has helped me tremendously in the work that I do. So I like to highlight that the leadership skills and the professionalism that is gained from military experiences, one of the reasons why people should really consider hiring and employing veterans, because it's not only the right thing to do, it's a smart thing to do. They're great employees, right? So I leveraged my military experience when I started working in nonprofit, working in a military mental health nonprofit, specifically doing a lot of grassroots initiatives, bringing communities together to really highlight the needs that our military community faces. So that could be homelessness, transition from active duty to back into the civilian world, employment, education, financial services, you name it. And so we were able to work together with external community partners to increase collaboration. And so I really lean on that with the work that I'm doing here with this division. When I joined the military, I had a community. And when I left the military, I felt lost. And so I used my benefits that I earned from my service, like the post 9/11 GI Bill, to go back to school. So I had the Montgomery GI Bill and then the post 9/11. And I pursued my undergrad and my graduate education. And that really helped me find a new purpose and a mission in a community, which was great. And I realized that, when people come out of the military, education is a great place for them to land so that they can get back on their feet, become more employable because of the education that they receive, and they're surrounded by their peers, their student veterans. And so we know that a majority of military that transition out, they go back to school to use those benefits that they've earned. And I decided I wanted to continue giving back because it was so important in my transition for going back to school. So I ended up working for the University of North Carolina, Wilmington, helping to lead their military affairs team. I was then recruited by the UNC system president at the time, Margaret Spellings, to lead her system-wide initiative to reestablish veteran services for all 16 universities. And we had about 20,000 military-connected students. And then I was recruited and promoted to work for Fayetteville State University as their Associate Vice Chancellor for Military Affairs. And it was a wonderful opportunity to work for a historic Black college. I loved it. The mission that we were serving was fantastic, and we had a large number of military students because we were so close to the base of Fort Bragg. And so taking all of that experience, I wanted to continue progressing in my field. And county government just made the most sense, being able to continue giving back to the community that I love.
That's great. And I think we're very, very lucky to have you, and thank you for your service. It's also important to note that you are the first female to lead this division. How does that feel?
You know, I think whenever a member of a minority status can break through barriers and redefine standards of excellence, I think that's a win for everybody. I'm not only the first woman to lead this division, but I also identify with the LGBT community. So I think this is just a wonderful example of how Wake really embraces diversity and really makes that a priority.
That's great. Now, going into the Veteran Services Office, for those who may not be familiar, can you tell us a little about what your office provides for Wake County veterans?
Sure. Well, we offer an array of services for our military community. So, it's not just veterans, even though the name is Veteran Services. We help National Guard, Reserve. We support active duty service members if they need help with anything, getting ready to transition out of the military. But primarily the work that we do is twofold. We have one team within my division. They are called VSOs. It stands for Veteran Service Officers. And Veteran Service Officers are highly trained and accredited professionals who are there to help the veteran and their family members and surviving spouses with navigating the complexities of the VA, right? The VA is a huge, complex web of bureaucracy, and it's there for a reason, but veterans don't know where to start. And that's why we have our veteran service officers to help guide them. They can help request military medical records. They can request your DD-214, or what's known as a discharge paper. Can help get you a disabled veteran's license plate if that's what you need. We can advise you on scholarships that you've earned through your military service. Getting started with your post 9/11 GI Bill. Employment support. Whatever you need, we can help. And if we can't directly provide that to the veteran, we can direct them to the people who can. The other team that we have is stationed at the South Wilmington Street Center, where we help support homeless veterans. So we have a veteran service supervisor that goes out into the communities, goes out into the encampments, looking for those men who are, without shelter, getting them connected to emergency shelter, rapid rehousing, case management, whatever they need to get back on their feet so that we can achieve functional zero for homeless veterans.
And what does functional zero mean, and why is that important for Wake County?
Yeah, absolutely. Functional zero really means that we have fewer people experiencing homelessness than are routinely exiting out of homelessness. And this really isn't a one-time achievement. It's really a sustainable process that a community should strive for.
That's great. And veteran services and benefits, I think we all know that it can sometimes be complex. It can be confusing for those who do want to seek those services or benefits. How does your office work to kind of clear the clutter and make it a little bit easier for folks to understand what they need and how they should go about doing it?
Right. So that's, again, I can't speak more highly of our veteran service officers. I think the best way to explain the work that they do is they really kind of serve as an ally, an advocate, and really an interpreter, right? So, a veteran may get a letter from the VA and they don't really understand what the VA is asking for. And so they can come to us and we can help explain the processes, the procedures, what paperwork they might need. And we do that with them so that the veteran doesn't have to feel alone.
That's great. And I know that Veteran Services also offer assistance to spouses or dependents. It's not, like you mentioned before, it's not just the veteran. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Of course. So veterans, through their time in service, earn benefits that can then be given to the dependents or the spouses, right? So, for example, education benefits can be passed down. Not going to go into the nuances. There's a lot of ways that can happen, but essentially that can happen. And then specifically with surviving spouses. So, if a spouse has lost his or her partner, they are entitled to certain benefits, burial benefits, death benefits, and no one should have to do that alone. It's hard enough as it is when dealing with loss, and so we're here to help guide them and work on their behalf.
And what are some of the common misconceptions you may hear about Veteran Services offices?
I think the biggest misconception is that we work for the VA. We don't. We work in alignment with the VA, but we work for the veteran and their families. And I think the other misconception is some people think that any support that they would be seeking would cost them money. In fact, that's not true at all. We provide all of our services free to those who reside in Wake County.
And speaking of benefits, I know recently there was an event held at the end of March where Wake County Veteran Services partnered with state, local, and federal agencies for an event called Veterans Benefits Live. Can you tell us a little about that event and what it offered to veterans, not just in Wake County, but across the region?
Right. So this was a huge opportunity for folks in our area. It was a 3-day event. We had well over 1,000 people in attendance. And it was really to help connect veterans with the benefits and resources that they've earned through their service. They got to speak directly with veteran service officers who could answer questions about recent legislative changes due to toxic exposure with the PACT Act and what they may qualify for. They were able to talk to resource vendors about social enrichment, suicide prevention and mental health, family resources, nutritional resources. So it was really a one-stop shop for our veterans in the community to meet with a wide range of people that could help them with pretty much whatever they needed.
That's great. And this was an amazing event. I saw it myself. It was inspiring how many veterans showed up. Why are events like this so important for our community?
I think it's important for us to go meet our veterans where they are, right? There are a range of reasons why it may be difficult for someone to get to the VA, to get to our office. It may be mobility. It may be just geographic access. And so it's important for us to really remember that we're here to serve the veterans. They've served our country. We're here to serve them. We need to make it as easy as possible. And bringing partners from the VA, bringing partners from the North Carolina Department of Military and Veterans Affairs and our community stakeholders is just the right thing to do.
That's great. And for anyone who is interested in learning more about our Wake County Veteran Services or needs assistance from one of the VSOs that you mentioned, where could they go to learn more?
Absolutely. They can go to wake.gov/veterans, and they can also call 919-212-8387 to make an appointment to see one of our veteran service officers.
All right. Well, Siobhan, thank you so much for being here with us today. We're excited you're part of Team Wake and look forward to seeing the next adventures that Veteran Services offers us. And thank you so much for your support and guidance and your service to the Wake County veterans.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Get the timely and accurate information you need to stay safe if there's an emergency in your area. Sign up for Ready Wake alerts and Wake County will send you important notifications by text, phone, or email, whichever way you choose. Whether it's severe weather, a missing person report, or a neighborhood evacuation, stay in the know with Ready Wake alerts. Learn more and sign up at readywake.com.
Are you hosting an event but don't have a convenient way to collect trash and recycling? Wake County is excited to announce a new event recycling program that's free for residents. Whether you're hosting a private event, wedding, neighborhood party, or even a festival, these portable stations include composting, recycling, and trash bins. To learn more about how you can reserve an event recycling station for your next gathering, visit wakegov.com/event recycling.
We want cake! We want cake! We want cake! We want cake!
You remembered to get the cake, right?
I thought you were getting the cake.
We want cake!
What? No cake?
Things are better when you plan. Learn more about what we're planning at planwake.org.
We are at the Big Idea Showcase. This is an awesome event where Wake County employees who've been learning about and practicing innovation and continuous improvement for the last 6 months or so are coming together to tell the stories of the projects they've been working on and the insights and learnings they've had about innovation, about collaboration and problem solving here at Wake County.
As you all know, Wake County is a great place to work, and we believe in our employees, and we believe that they all have ideas, and we believe they have great ideas because they are the ones doing the work. And so as a result, what do we have here today? We have the Big Idea Showcase, and we are showing off the work that these groups have done for the last 11 months. As they dove into problems, they figured out who are their stakeholders. We've done engagement processes, they've done surveys and research, and so today is an opportunity to show off just a little bit of the things that they have done and to set the stage for what is to come.
The Big Idea Project tells Wake County employees that we care about innovation. We care about you as employees. We believe that you've got tremendous skills and we want to continue to bring those out. We want them to be across departments, right? So we've got these cross-departmental cohorts that are coming together and they're doing project-based learning. So they're not doing artificial projects that really don't have any merit. These are real things, real opportunities that Wake County has to improve how we deliver services, how we treat employees, all those things, and they're coming to bear through a Big Idea Project.
So I look at innovation as being taking something and making it better. So whatever it is that you have, in our jobs, we look at that thing and we make it better. We leave it in a better condition than we found it in. And as employees of the county, it's our job to be of service and to support our county citizens. So by being innovative in our thinking or our behavior, what we're doing is we're improving the lives of the people in the county. And this group, this Big Idea Project, was really amazing from the standpoint that roughly 50 people came together from all across the county, and we were able to create some amazing ideas and pilots and initiatives. So if every person in the county did that with one thing, imagine the change and just the way that could be so huge for the people of Wake County.
It gave us the opportunity to develop our ideas about solving the bigger problems and learning the skills on how to do that.
I think it's really important to collaborate with your peers, to talk to new employees. They have fresh opinions, those interns, they're in school, they're excited to try new things, they're questioning, why do we do this the way that we're doing it? And that's not a bad thing.
So through the Big Idea Project, it gave me a chance to see what innovation actually looks like, feels like, sounds like. It gave us the opportunity to use different tools and resources, which ultimately gave me the confidence to be creative, to think ideas through, and to actually put things into practice. And in regards to Wake County, it actually lets me know that Wake County is an organization that's really invested in innovation.
So I learned I can share my ideas, no matter how small they are, as they can make changes.
I started out as an intern with this project. So for me, it was really exciting that my idea was taken seriously and people cared. And I really got to meet a lot of great people at Wake County. but especially my colleagues at the library. I got to work with people that I hadn't met before, and it really gave me this mindset of people care, and if you take your problems and your ideas to them and give it the time and the space that it needs to grow, it can really become something. And I've really been inspired by that.
For the Wake County employees that have participated, I believe that the big idea shows that we believe in you. We believe that our solutions lie with the people that are doing the work, that we value you, that we are listening to what you have to say. And there is a way to make things happen in government the right way. And so we want to teach people how to be able to do that.
Did you know 1 in 30 baby boomers has hepatitis C? People born between 1945 and 1965 are 5 times more likely to have hepatitis C. Hepatitis C can hide in the body for years or even decades and can cause cirrhosis, cancer, and even death. The good news is hepatitis C can be treated. The first step is to get a simple, free blood test. Don't be a statistic. Visit wakegov.com/hepc today to schedule your free blood test.
Water is important because we're made of it. It's important for us to drink it. It's important for us to have it to cook with, to wash our clothes, to wash ourselves. It's an important part of the earth, and we're part of the earth. It's important for us to think from generation to generation. We think about finances from generation to generation. We need to think about water in the same fashion. We need to be sure that we leave a legacy of clean, protected water for our children and our grandchildren and those folks who come after us. Certainly we have to do our own individual part, but we have to all work together to make water policy, just like any other policy, work for everybody.
Only 1 in 5 people recycles in their bathroom, so Wake County is making it easy to get started. If you sign up for our bathroom recycling initiative and agree to take a survey, we'll give you a free 3-gallon recycling bin for your bathroom while supplies last. For more information, visit the website on your screen.
Get the timely and accurate information you need to stay safe if there's an emergency in your area. Sign up for Ready Wake alerts and Wake County will send you important notifications by text, phone, or email, whichever way you choose. Whether it's severe weather, a missing person report, or a neighborhood evacuation, stay in the know with Ready Wake alerts. Learn more and sign up at readywake.com.
Wake County's Division of Solid Waste recently partnered with the Wake County Public School System on a trash mix study. We'll toss it to Arvik to learn more.
Hello, we are here at South Wake Landfill to speak with Desha about the waste characterization study. Desha, what's going on here?
So yes, we're at the South Wake landfill right now at the transfer station to conduct a waste characterization study. We're doing this study to figure out what type of waste is coming out of the Wake County public school systems. So 64 schools were selected to be a part of this study, and they are ranging from elementary, middle, and high schools, and then also traditional and year-round schools. We have the waste here after it's dropped off by the truck. It is weighed and then sorted into 40 different categories. The categories include food waste, compostables, furniture, hardcover textbooks, a lot of different categories.
And what is the goal of this study? What we are trying to achieve?
What we would like to learn is to find out new opportunities for waste diversion programs in the school system to incorporate more recycling and composting.
So what are we going to teach kids if we have the results of this study?
So we would love to teach kids more about different ways to recycle and to compost their materials and to keep materials from going into landfill in the first place.
How many schools were involved in the project?
So in this project, there were 64 schools involved. They were a mixture of elementary, middle, and high schools, and then also year-round and traditional schools. So the schools don't know that they're participating in this because we didn't want them to change any of their behaviors. We want to get, what their daily waste looks like. So the schools don't know that they are part of this study. We hope to, whatever information that we find out here, to help improve our education programs within the school system. We hope to be able to provide more up-to-date information about what's actually in the waste and provide different programs that could prevent some of that stuff from going to the landfill.
So Ryan, please explain us what's going on there.
So we're working with Wake County to do a waste composition study for all of the Wake County schools. So for this study, we're taking samples from groups of elementary schools, groups of middle schools, and groups of high schools, pulling samples from the waste that's collected and generated from those schools, sorting it out on this table that you see. We have 42 different categories. So we have a crew that's sorting garbage, sorting that waste into all these different categories to see what's recyclable, what's still recyclable in the waste stream, what's potentially compostable, and then just see a bunch of different other categories so the school knows what's in their, can get an idea what's in their waste stream.
Mm-hmm. How many people are working on the project?
So right now we have a crew of 5 people and myself. We use, I'm with Kessler Consulting, and we use temporary laborers to help us out on the crew. And then a few other people in the office help us out as well.
So far, we're working a few days here. The result, is it predictable, or we're getting something interesting here that will go into the study?
So the sample you're seeing sorted now is what I would expect. So this is from elementary schools. It's a lot of food, a lot of stuff from cafeterias. The high school loads, they were a little interesting, I have to say. We did high schools the first 2 days. A lot of different types of material, like for example, one load had a bunch of football helmets. I wasn't expecting that. We've had some TVs actually that probably shouldn't have been in the waste stream, some big screen TVs. We've seen a few fluorescent bulbs that again probably should have been a hazardous waste. But I'd say on average it's about what I expected, particularly with these elementary schools.
What do we want to achieve? What is our ultimate goal here?
So what we're trying to reach here is we're trying to find out what materials are in our waste, learn from that, and educate our students about the waste that is found in their schools and reducing the amount of recycling and compostables that are in the waste. Our landfill is filling up, so we want to make sure that we're keeping waste out of it that doesn't need to be in it.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's all for this episode of WakeTV. Keep up with all the latest Wake County news by visiting us online at wake.gov/news, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube so you can always stay in the loop. We'll see you next time.